Please join me as I share the valuable lessons I've learned after 20 years of dealing with narcissists. I've spent over 2 decades navigating the complex and often treacherous landscape of narcissistic personalities. And I've come out the other side with a profound understanding of what makes them tick, and more importantly, how to protect yourself from their toxic influence. Dealing with narcissists can be draining, infuriating, and downright heartbreaking. But it's not all doom and gloom. One of the most striking things about narcissists is their tendency to monopolize conversations, talking over others and hijacking discussions to feed their own ego. They're masters of manipulation, expertly gaslighting their victims into doubting their own perceptions. And then there's the emotional unavailability. They're unable to empathize with others, leaving you feeling unheard, unseen, and unvalued. Their grandiosity is another hallmark of narcissistic behavior. They're prone to exaggerating their achievements, boasting about their accomplishments, and projecting an air of superiority. It's all about them all the time. And if you dare to challenge their narrative, be prepared for a wrath of defensiveness and aggression. But what's most fascinating is how they often masquerade as victims, manipulating others into feeling sorry for them, even as they're perpetuating harm. I've lost count of the number of times I've been on the receiving end of a narcissist's wrath. The screaming matches, the personal attacks, the relentless criticism. But through it all, I've learned to recognize the signs, to anticipate their tactics, and to develop strategies for coping with their chaos. I've also come to realize that dealing with narcissists has forced me to develop a sense of self-awareness, to set boundaries, and to prioritize my own emotional well-being. One of the most significant ways in which narcissists have impacted my life is by forcing me to reevaluate my relationships. I used to think that I could change people, that I could fix them, that I could love them into submission. But dealing with narcissists has taught me that some people are simply not worth the emotional investment. They've taught me to recognize the red flags early on, to trust my instincts, and to walk away from toxic relationships. Dealing with narcissists has also forced me to confront my own insecurities and fears. I used to be a people pleaser, desperate for validation and approval. But when you're dealing with someone who will never be satisfied, no matter how hard you try, you're forced to confront the reality that your self-worth can't be tied to someone else's opinion. You learn to find your own validation, your own sense of purpose, and your own self-worth. The most important lesson I've learned from dealing with narcissists is the importance of emotional detachment. You see, when you're dealing with someone who's constantly trying to elicit a reaction from you, it's easy to get sucked into their drama. But I've learned that the key to maintaining my sanity is to stay calm, to stay centered, and to refuse to take the bait. It's not about being cold or unfeeling. It's about recognizing that their behavior is not about you. It's about them. This realization has been a game changer for me. It's allowed me to navigate interactions with narcissists without getting drawn into their toxic vortex. I no longer take their behavior personally, and I no longer feel the need to justify or explain myself to them. I've learned to prioritize my own emotional energy, to focus on what I can control, and to let go of what I can't. So what can you take away from my 20 years of dealing with narcissists? The first and most important takeaway is the importance of setting boundaries. Narcissists will push and push until you establish clear limits. And when you do, they'll test those limits over and over again. But it's crucial to hold firm, to prioritize your own needs, and to refuse to compromise on what's important to you. Finally, I want to leave you with a call to action. If you've had experiences with narcissists, I want to hear about them in the comments below. Share your own stories, your own struggles, and your own triumphs. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more insights on dealing with challenging personalities, dating tips, and building the life you deserve. Thanks for watching.